time ago. So really, I'm the only one who's doing this. But the reason I did this is because I was curious. What is going on with today's world? I immediately regretted it. So I turned the TV off and I took a deep breath. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. We all stopped watching the news a long time ago. For some of you, maybe you've never even turned the TV on to watch some NBC or CNN. I wondered why. I asked myself, why did I stop watching the news? As I set myself to answer this question, I realized the answer was easy. It's way too overwhelming. All the bold fonts, the headlines, you see it everywhere. Every morning, every day, every second, you read headlines that go along the lines of shooting, dead, armed, attack, wounded, climate crisis, flooding. It's everywhere and it's simply too much for us to handle. But this is actually the world that we live in today. In fact, this is our reality. I have students, and you guys are all here, some of whom I've taught for many, many years. And I feel like a mom. Sometimes I feel like an angry mom, but most of the time I feel like an older sibling that you guys can rely on. But something that I resonate with these students is that they talk about something that's really valuable in our world today. They talk about how stressed out they feel, how overwhelmed they are. And you might wonder, these are young kids. They barely have any experience. What could they possibly be so stressed out about? But when you turn on the TV and you watch the news, the answer is there. Our world is so overwhelming, and it gives us so much stress that you don't even think about it. We're here today to spread the awareness and education on gun violence. These students are here today to promote their artwork, to talk on these issues, and we stand here today. But we also stand here to spread hope, something that is actually being lost. And if that doesn't scare you, then it should. Because losing hope in a world like today is the last thing that we need. So how do we find this hope again? How do we revive that hope? Well, I've come up with a solution, and it's actually a project that I'm currently working on, which goes along the lines of minimizing risk. And what minimizing risk means to me is also reducing stress. Reducing the little stress factors in our day-to-day life. This could be as little as trying to do something different about the stress that you feel in school. There are many students who define their self-worth by their GPA, or students who feel pressure at home by their family, all the way to trying to come up with active solutions to fight climate crisis, to fight poverty. Recently, we went as a group to the UN to speak on these issues, and to also listen to other educators and speakers who are currently working on active solutions to combat issues like today. But how do we come up with these solutions? Well, we're here today as a community. Outside, you'll find many other communities within Bergen County, in New Jersey, in New York City, all around the world. You'll find big or small communities. And a community is a team of like-minded individuals who work on the same goal. The easiest community that you can actually find is at the comfort of your own home, family. Now, family is very important because every time we do these events, you come here as a family. You come here with your families. Every year, every time, your family is there to support you. These students are here to talk about their artworks, and their families come to show support, to take pictures, and to take videos, and to go back home and tell them how proud they feel about them. As a first responder, I see families at their most vulnerable moments. And sometimes, these are painful to watch. You see incidents like school shootings, mass shootings. It's the first responders who witness the most unbearable. I do not wish that upon anyone. But it comes to show how valuable family can be. Like many of you, I also have a family of my own. And as an only child, of course, I dealt with many disagreements and, generational differences. But I know that at the end of the day, when it comes down to an emergency, they will be the first to show up. I'm sure many parents here can also relate to that. If your child, if anything were to happen to your child, you know that you will be the first to be there. And students, I know you guys can relate as well. If anything were to happen to your mom or dad or grandma, you would be there in an instant. It is this mutual realization, this mutual respect and love and care for each other that makes a stronger bond than ever. So we come here today as a family to talk about these issues, to come up with solutions. That is step number 1. We bring awareness and we try to come up with active solutions. But before you leave here today, I want you to take away something. I want you to know that in such a busy world, we tend to forget about the little things that matter in life. The little things that make us smile, that give us joy. Society has become so villainized to the point where we started to lose these little moments. So as you look around each other and you look at the person next to you, I want you to say thank you. The next time you go to the grocery store, I want you to thank the cashier that checked out your items. When you go outside, I want you to thank the person who opened the door for you. Thank your parents, but parents, also thank your children. Because they're holding in there, and they're trying the best that they can. As we're here as a community, I want you to be able to look around and be aware of your surroundings. If you get a chance, please look at the writing that the students did as well. They talk a lot about these issues and about active solutions that they hope to achieve. Some talk about how it's a human element that causes these issues. Others talk about how media manipulates many of the information that we see today. I want you to read the words that they speak, because they speak volume. And as we leave, I want you to know that today we made something closer than ever. We are here to achieve our goals, and we are a step closer. We're a step closer to achieving the possibility that we thought would never happen, to achieving the hope that is being lost, which brings us a step closer to a better reality. Thank you.